Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button if you guys are fans of the content being posted onto this channel to always be in the loop with more content similar to this, and be sure to hit the video up with a like if you're enjoying the content. And with that being said, let's begin. As the Jeepers Creepers franchise remains a mystery, with the fourth movie having to be lingering in the shadows, the question is, if we were to get a fourth Jeepers Creepers movie, is the movie itself going to be fully satisfying enough to deliver in all aspects, including by giving us a definitive finale before one day in the future the rights to the overall franchise end up being sold to a different company or property? As on today's video, we are going to be discussing the pragmatics behind why Jeepers Creepers 4 needs to be an actual thing, and why a final fight, a final showdown between the humans and the creeper needs to ultimately happen in order to not only give the fans closure, but to wrap up the entire story as a whole, in allowing us to see what the final fight would be like to have the humans face off against the creeper. And what's most interesting here is the fact that so many fans within the community have a divided opinion as to how this should go, but despite the overall opinion that one may have, a lot of people also seem to agree that if Jeepers Creepers 4 were to be the final movie in the franchise, then this needs to give the humans leverage to actually get the upper hand on the creeper and finally kill him off for good. Now, this could ultimately be a good thing, or this could be a bad thing by killing off the creeper, and I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys believe this would be a good thing or a bad thing for the overall property of Jeepers Creepers. But if there were to be a final fight between the humans and the monster, I think that by the very end, we should have Trish Jenner's character overall be the one to defeat the creeper by dismantling him, or doing whatever of the sorts she can to finally drive that nail within the coffin of the creeper and putting the monster away for good. And that would only be payback for having Derry be taken by the monster just about 23 years ago. And if they were to do that, then I do believe that the overall franchise does deserve a final battle between Trish and the monster. And in some way, shape, or form, being the fact that Trish had been gathering information, assumingly for 23 years, and collecting more and more info on what this thing is, then it's more than likely that Trish probably knows where it came from, what its potential weaknesses are, and that could be used as a weapon for Trish to put down the creeper, being the fact that the creeper is probably well aware and well suited to take down a person with complete ease via weapons, or via having to use himself as a weapon to take someone down and consume their body parts to either regenerate or just to feast on. But that in and of itself creates an interesting dynamic, because prior to Trish learning about the creeper, it can only be assumed that nobody really had any information as to what this thing was, what its weaknesses were, and to have Trish be the only one to know and use that to her advantage, do I only believe would be a satisfying thing to see, especially if she is trying to avenge her brother after what the creature had done many years ago to basically ruin her as a person, to destroy her mental status, and to forever have her relive those moments of having her brother be snatched away in the night and be killed off by the monster itself. Now, what's most interesting out of all of this would be if the monster were to fight off against Trish, then we know that the creeper doesn't really have anything that he can gain from Trish's character. For example, when he was choosing between her and Derry, he picked out Derry because there was something that Derry had that he wanted. There's nothing that she has that he wants other than blood to be spilled. And I think that if she were to go out of her way and really harm the creeper, that would only incline him to get his vengeance on her, being the fact that he would remember her, but also being very limited on time, considering the fact that this creature has 23 days to feast every 23 years, so he can't bother to waste any time. So for her to get into the way of that and prevent him from capturing people or torturing people or doing whatever it is that he was going to do to victimize other people, to have her stand in his way and for him to always fall short in putting her down, I think would set up for a good narrative, only if done right. Now, it's most interesting to see what the creeper would be capable of, especially when starving, because we haven't really seen the creeper starve at all, because throughout all three films, we've seen the creeper pick people out and he was easily able to regenerate, or at least feast on people that he wanted to feast on without any real issue. But imagine the overall circumstance or scenario if she kept getting in his way and he wasn't able to feast at all. Number one, that would create a very angry monster, and number two, for someone to be on the hunt constantly, for her to be baiting him in, and each time he falls for the bait he ends up pulling up short, that would create an interesting scenario because we would for the first time get to see what the creeper would be like if he was desperate to eat. Now, that would only create a circumstance to where he could possibly gain the upper hand on Trish, and if he's hurt, he could consume her body parts and regrow that, but I don't think that would be the overall narrative here. For her to bait him in and for her to play mind games with the creeper, do I only believe would work to her advantage, because with so many other people you could have involved in this film, I could see the creeper being the one that picks everyone else out other than her, and that would put her above everyone else given the fact that she has knowledge and she has weapons to protect herself just in case the monster ends up coming after her. Now, the scary part about all of this is the fact that the actors and actresses are getting old. For example, Gina Phillips is 49 years old, Jonathan Breck is 55 years old, the actual actor of the creeper itself. So we don't really have that much time. We can't be wasting another 15-20 years just to have a Jeepers Creepers 4, because can you imagine to see all of these actors and actresses in their 60s and 70s be put in this film to face off against the creeper? It just doesn't make any sense, and I think that they need to do this, and they need to do this fast, because time isn't really on any one of our sides, right? Because at any given moment, any given day, we can end up leaving this planet, and thus that would really be unfortunate for the people that want closure for this specific movie in the idea that they could give us what we want only if done right. Now, I think that this narrative could be very subjective in its nature because so many people want to see the monster win, so many people want to see the humans win, other people just want the creeper to basically have a Jeepers Creepers 2 ending to where he's losing, but at the same time ends up hibernating and surviving until the very end, which could end up working if you want to continue the overall franchise. But for that to happen, you're going to have to get rid of Victor Salva, because although Victor Salva holds the property rights, his track record is very, very bad, and for him to hold this property over in not giving fans what they ask for, and for him to be the person that he is preventing a lot of us from seeing the potential movies that we want, just because he has a very nasty record in doing inappropriate things with children. And can you imagine what this overall franchise could be like if a different company were to buy out the rights for this, in either turning this into a rebooted franchise or perhaps maybe a Netflix series or a TV show with an extended cut that basically has each episode run just about 45 minutes to an hour long, and I think that would be an overall better narrative than what we have now. But needless to say, if they want to go into the route to where they want to keep things the same to the overall original movie and follow through with that, then they need to do that quick, because again, with time having to pass everyone by, it's something we don't really have, and it's something to value, because it really sucks to see the fact that Jeepers Creepers 3 nearly came out a decade after the second movie, and I personally don't want to wait another decade or two just to have a follow-up to this, especially with the massive Easter egg we had at the end of Jeepers Creepers 3, with Trish's character having to basically proclaim war against the monster itself. So by the end of all of this, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below on the idea of having Trish defeat the creeper. Do you guys believe that perhaps maybe this narrative would work, and the fact that the humans actually gain the upper hand and end up defeating the creeper, or do you guys believe that the monster should be the victor of the story, being the fact that this creature had been around for such a long time? It's very unusual to see how just a small group of people can easily come together and put it down with ease, and I don't think that that should happen. I don't think that the monster should go down with ease, especially seeing everything the monster went through in Jeepers Creepers 2, having to take spears, being ran over, decapitated, and it really proved the overall durability of what this thing can do, which is why if there's anyone to finally put the monster down, it should be Trish, if they want to go into that overall narrative to where they're going to stop everything right then and there, which I do believe they should, unless they want to reboot the franchise, remake the franchise, or do something different after obtaining the rights for this overall property. But in the end, I want to get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. And do you guys prefer a fourth movie, a rebooted movie, or would you guys rather see this be adapted through the form of television, a TV show, Netflix? I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. If, of course, you guys are new to this channel, then I do encourage you guys to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single video on this channel. Give this video a big thumbs up if you guys agree that Victor Salva should ultimately be relinquished of having control over this property, and for us to see more from this, because this franchise possesses so much potential that it's kind of sad seeing it go to waste. So again, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to also spread this video all around just to get the message out of awareness, and again, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate your time. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.